Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Shamaria Massenberg.
And I'm Jordan Nicole.
Now we're rolling up on Halloween and there's a lot we could talk about. Recently I watched the BET Hip Hop Awards and was surprised at a lot of the winners and nominees. I was really surprised that DaBaby was nominated for 12 nominations and didn't win, not one.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been an artist to watch this past year. He's had a lot of crossover with mainstream rap music, so I was pretty disappointed by that. But I definitely don't think this is going to be a moment in his career that is going to deter him.
He actually wasn't that upset about it, and he made comments on it on Instagram saying that he was fine with it and congrats to the winners. A lot of critics said that it could have been to him being in the media negatively a lot this past year for, different lawsuits and things that he didn't really take seriously because he has been in the media for hitting civilians in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you had some information on the Kardashians coming up, so...
Yeah, but before we get into that, let's talk about Meg Thee Stallion at the Hip Hop Awards because she is one of my favorites.
How did I
she's
forget?
been someone that's kind of been a hot topic just because, one, she's very unapologetic. Two, she says what she wants. And then she came out with the music video this year with Cardi B, WAP. So
she's been killing it lately and definitely been in the media a lot, obviously for the shooting involving Tory Lanez and I think her best friend who's no longer her friend anymore, and people are having their own speculations about that, saying that she didn't get shot and different things like that, but the hospital actually confirmed that she did indeed get shot, and we still don't really know who did it because Tory Lanez hasn't confessed.
So it's my understanding, yeah, that's its own issue in itself. But she walked away with some awards, right?
I think she walked away with about 5 or 6 awards, actually. She was nominated for a lot, and I think people were expecting her to win.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I don't know what else to say about that. But, yeah, I definitely think she's shifting the culture and making it kind of cool for female rappers to be a thing. We saw that in the 90s with Lil' Kim and Trina. And she's making that a thing, paving the way for more women to get into rap and be taken seriously.
Speaking of female rappers, the City Girls also had their first performance together at the BET Awards, and they had a lot of criticism about it and backlash, but they were really just proud of themselves because this is their first performance together since JT was just in prison last year.
Oh, wow. I know that COVID is making things a lot harder because we're switching to how can we do things with being socially distant and virtual events taking place. So the BET Awards, Hip Hop Awards, was a virtual event, which leads me to my next thought, social distancing and traveling in 2020, which, like you mentioned, the Kardashians are back in the news again, which, they're always
it's every week that they're in the news. There's always a story. You truly cannot keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, well, we're going to try to keep up. Kim recently turned 40 a couple days ago, and if we have the image, let's show her body because she was looking amazing in her swimsuit.
She did look great. I have to agree.
Yeah, I hope I look like that when I'm 40. But anyway, she took like 25 of her closest friends to a private island, and I think it was her captions that caused the backlash because she said, "Oh, it's such a luxury to be able to go out and travel." And I think, in my opinion, that her using words like luxury, a simple luxury, didn't sit well with the rest of the world because she is among the top 1%. And so her using words like a simple luxury, being able to have the privilege to travel to a private island, made people respond with hateful and nasty comments. How do you feel about that?
When I first seen the post, I kind of had, the same feeling. Like, it was a bit weird seeing how she was like, just grabbed my closest friends and family and took them to a private island for my birthday. And, she says it so casually because that is a luxury for her to be able to just get up and go and do that. But, I don't know anyone who, if they were in her position, wouldn't do the same. Because, honestly, I would if I had the money. And I think she should have every right to enjoy her birthday. But a lot of people were noticing that Kanye and the kids weren't in any of the photos she posted.
That's interesting. We're going to have to do some more investigating. I know their relationship has been kind of rocky, so I wonder if that was intentional. Yeah, there was a picture with the family. Rob showed up, which is great just because he's very private, and I love Rob, so that was great to see him celebrating with them. But now we're going to show a clip of what Khloe Kardashian has to say. She came to Kim's defense on the Ellen Show, so let's check it out.
I won't ask where because it was a secret where y'all went.
Jersey.
Jersey? Oh, how exciting.
Tropical.
Right on the shore. Yeah. So nice. Have the Ferris wheel. So, and then she gets in trouble. Kim got in trouble for talking about it, right?
I haven't heard a lot about it, but I did hear that people were upset that we all went out of town, or I don't really know the extent of it, but this year is a frustrating year. I get it. I think there's so many frustrations going on for everybody, but also it's her 40th, and this is something that she really wanted to do for us. It was such a nice thing, and being there, like with all the precautions and everything that we took, and being there and how grateful everybody was for the tourism aspect of it, and how so many people said that we were their first party or guest that they've had in months, and what it's done like for them to be able to pay their bills or to do stuff for their family. I mean, just hearing those messages when we were there, it was really, we felt really good, and we felt so safe.
Coming up, I'll be interviewing special guest Devonte Graham, so you'll want to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Devonte Graham has to say. So just a reminder to practice social distancing, wear your mask and hand sanitizer, and just be safe this weekend because Halloween is coming up. So stay tuned, everyone.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near.
Welcome back. I'm Shamaria Massenberg. Normally I report on sports and sometimes politics, but today I'm combining the two with special guest Devonte Graham. Devonte, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you, Mar?
I'm doing great. Now, I noticed you and some of your colleagues went to the Spectrum Center and voted early. What's important to you in this upcoming election?
Yeah, we did. And I mean, it's just people's voice being able to be heard. My generation, especially the younger generation, you know, getting out and voting and trying to make a change. You know, we talk about making changes, and that's one way of doing it is voting. So we just need everybody to get out and go vote.
I agree. And a lot of NBA players like yourself have been really vocal in politics and using their platform. For you personally, is it because there's more at stake in this election, or are you really just motivated by the Black Lives Matter protests?
Both. I mean, we've been seeing what's going on in the world, and you know, everybody's wanting change, especially a lot of people in the Black Lives Matter movement. And you know, you gotta take those steps to do those things. And I've been happy with the NBA and the steps that they've been taking, especially the guys that were in the bubble, and you know, the owners and the coaches. Everybody's been standing as one, trying to get that change. So I've been blessed to be a part of that, and just thankful for those guys.
You mentioned being happy with the NBA. The NBA recently held a boycott while in the bubble. Although you weren't in the bubble, do you feel like the league responded appropriately to the death of Breonna Taylor?
They definitely, I believe they did. Like I said, the coaches and the owners and everybody coming together to make that happen, you know, not play, just to, you know, voice their opinions with that situation and not being happy for it. I don't think she got justice personally, but as an NBA and everybody together, I think they did the right thing that day.
I couldn't agree more, and I have to acknowledge that the NBA did successfully, you know, go through the playoffs and everything and didn't have any COVID cases. Now, Devonte, last season you averaged 18 points per game. This season coming up, what's your main goal and what are you focusing on?
Just getting better, getting stronger. You know, I'm gonna try to be even more aggressive next season. I don't have like a amount of points I want to average or anything like that. But as a team, you know, we would love to make the playoffs. So personally, you know, just keep getting better, increase my range in the three-pointer, and get better around the rim.
You're definitely a team player, Devonte, and it was great having a former Jayhawk on the show. Thank you for meeting with me, and I miss you.
Appreciate you, Mari. Miss you too.
Thank you. We'll be back.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Happy almost Halloween. I'm Anna Ambrose.
And I'm Kennedy Kavinsky. This is your Thursday Good Morning KU News Update.
Kansas passed a somber COVID-19 milestone of 1,000 deaths this week, while the total confirmed case count surpassed 82,000. Though a vaccine for the deadly disease is still in development, Douglas County health officials are asking residents to complete a survey about whether they would be willing to receive a COVID-19 vaccine once it becomes available. The survey will run through November 4th and will be available at the Lawrence Public Library, City Hall, and the Lawrence Workforce Center.
With Election Day just around the corner, the U.S. faces a surge in early voting turnouts, with a record-breaking 66 million votes having already been cast. That's almost 19 million more pre-election votes than were cast in the 2016 election. The last day to submit your ballot is November 3rd. Remember to visit your county's election website for official drop-off locations and in-person voting information.
The Lawrence Police Department is asking community members for help locating an individual seen breaking into the Nest Apartments clubhouse on the 3400 block of Oshauld Road. The individual was captured on surveillance cameras last Thursday just after midnight. If you or someone you know has any information, call 785-832-7509.
Looking for something spooky to do this Halloween weekend? The Lawrence Arts Center is hosting a walking ghost tour of the most haunted areas in downtown Lawrence. The event will run through Sunday, November 1st and is open to all ages. Masks and social distancing will be required. For tickets and more information, visit the Lawrence Art Center website.
In sports, both the men's and women's basketball teams released their schedules this week. The women will begin their season at home on Thanksgiving Eve against Northern Colorado, while the men will take on Kentucky on December 1st in the State Farm Champions Classic.
KU Athletics is expecting to allow around 1,500 fans into Allen Fieldhouse for each game, but as far as COVID-19 protocols, head coach Bill Self says he expects this season to be anything but normal.
But I think the NCAA has been giving advice and information from experts outside the NCAA that have the best feel on the safest way to proceed. Our season will get interrupted this year. I'm not saying Kansas's, but our basketball season, the way we know it, will not come off, at least in my opinion, because of the testing protocols. And I don't see those testing protocols changing.
The soccer team lost 2-0 to TCU last week at Rock Chalk Park. The Jayhawks are now 4-2 this season with 3 matches remaining. KU travels to West Virginia this week to play the Mountaineers tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
The volleyball team hasn't played since October 17th and will look to get back on the court tonight in the Sunflower Showdown against K-State. Both tonight's match and tomorrow's will begin at 6:30 p.m. in Horsch Family Volleyball Arena. That will wrap it up for today's news update. For more sports, let's throw it over to Blake.
Tampa Bay Rays Tuesday night in Game 6 to win the World Series. Tampa Bay controversially pulled starting pitcher Blake Snell in the 6th inning after he gave up only his second hit of the game. The Dodgers went on to score 2 runs and another in the 8th to secure a 3-1 victory and a World Series title. The Big Ten announced on Wednesday that Wisconsin would halt all football activities due to a COVID-19 outbreak. Quarterback Graham Mertz tested positive for the virus after a career day against Illinois. Wisconsin's game this Saturday against Nebraska has been canceled. The Carolina Panthers will take on the Atlanta Falcons in an NFC South showdown tonight on Thursday Night Football. The Panthers, led by Teddy Bridgewater, will take on a struggling Atlanta team. The 1-6 Falcons are coming off a heartbreaking last-second loss to the Detroit Lions. The Falcons lost by a touchdown pass to T.J. Hawkinson as time expired. They look to redeem themselves this week in prime time. And finally, the Kansas Jayhawks will return home this week after a loss to K-State to take on a tough Iowa State team. KU is coming off of a 55-14 loss, and they look to right the ship and get their first win of the season. Coach Miles announced this week that the team will continue with freshman Jalen Daniels at quarterback. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. and can be watched on Fox Sports 1. That will do it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.